Anomalies, Rapidium, and creating a dysfunctional crew of altars? What could go wrong? Can I escape this mysterious planet? Will my altars help me out or rebel against me? And what dark secrets will I learn about the corporation that sent me here? To achieve 100% of this game, I'll have to earn all 56 Steam achievements by completing multiple endings, maxing out my base, and creating every unique altar and finishing their story. Some are a bit weirder than others. This is a wild one, so strap in and welcome to 100% of the altars. It begins as I crash land on a strange planet.
Do you read me? Anyone?
We're all alone. It seems I had lost contact with my crew, so I headed down the path, hopeful to figure out what was going on here. And I was quickly in love with this game's dark atmospheric vibe. I learned I could sprint. I'm a quick boy. A quick boy I was indeed. And I could climb up these small rock formations. Some climbing action. I spotted a crash capsule up ahead. It was my captain's, but she had already mysteriously died inside.
Deceased. What the hell?
So I continued down the path looking for the rest of my crew. When I reached the top of the cliff, I spotted our mobile base. So I started heading towards it. I went through this spooky tunnel, and on the other side I spotted the rest of my crew's capsules.
The capsules. Wait.
They had also mysteriously died inside them. They're all dead. No. Then, out of nowhere, a massive radiation wave hit. Warning, radiation. Whoa! That is so sick. I noticed I was taking on loads of radiation. Oh god. So with no time to waste, I sprinted for the base.
Yes, the elevator. Quick.
Just in the nick of time.
That was close.
And I got my first achievement for reaching the base. Inside, I was all alone.
Hello?
And tasked with finding the communication room. I learned you could view the base layout and took note of where each module was located. So the communication room is up here. Command center, captain's cabins, machinery, storage. This is an elevator? That looks like an elevator. Then I made my way to the communication room where a call was available from an unknown person.
Mayday! Mayday, anyone?
This is where I gotta make my first decision on how to respond. And of course I'm gonna tell this unknown person I'm the captain. This is the new captain speaking.
Yeah, this is the new captain of the mission speaking, Jan Dolsky.
The unknown caller warned me of imminent danger, and that I must escape the proximity to survive. Well, that doesn't sound good.
Sunrise. Perfect.
So I gotta get off before sunrise. If I don't get the base moving in time, I'll burn to death. Wow, okay, let's do it. So I was racing against the clock here. I was tasked with gathering 60 metal outside, but when I tried leaving the base, it told me I needed to rest at the captain's cabin, which was a little confusing. Didn't they say I was gonna die at sunrise? So I checked out all the modules just in case I missed something, but it didn't seem like it, so I rested until the next day. Sunrise in 8 days. Oh, so I have a couple days before that happens. I was introduced to my energy bar. Once your energy fell too low, you'd become tired and tasks would take much longer to complete. I exited the base, and I started looking for a shallow deposit of metal. These were small deposits that could be manually extracted. Extract. What am I doing? Oh, I'm jackhammering. Thought I was seizuring out there for a second. And as you complete tasks, time sped up. It's already 12. Time flew by in this game, just like it does while learning to program in Boot.dev, the sponsor of today's video. If you are a gamer and want to learn backend development, then Boot.dev is made for you. Whether it is the basics or a complex topic, they manage to smoothly guide you through it, so it's easy to learn and simple to understand. Not only that, but they make the learning process addicting by turning it into an RPG. I played around for a while and ended up losing track of time. I was hooked trying to level up and earn achievements. I don't know, maybe this should be my next 100%. But anyways, there is a free demo of the interactive experience on every course, plus they have a 30-day no questions asked refund policy. So if you don't enjoy it as much as I did, you don't have to worry about not getting your money back. Also, they just added the training grounds, a place where you're able to grind infinite challenges to give you as much practice as you need, and more importantly, tons of XP to level up your account. So if you've ever wanted to learn backend development, go to boot.dev today and use my code calculated to get 25% off your entire first year on the annual plan. Thanks to boot.dev for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to it. I found a small metal node I could collect and stumbled upon some of the ship's cargo drops. They just carry luggage? This drop contained my multi-tool. I returned to the base with the metal I collected, and I used it to build the workshop module. Let's add it next to the command center, I guess. Okay, I can build more stuff now. In the workshop, I was able to queue up a scanner, and I crafted it on the workbench. I now needed to use the scanner to find an organic deposit, which was marked with blue smoke. Oh, I see some blue smoke. To get up to the smoke, I needed to craft a climbing hook. So for now, I had to look for another way around. I entered this cave, and the ground started glowing. Why does the ground look like that? Kind of freaking me out. As I got closer, it seemed what I was looking at was called Rapidium, and I got a new task to gather 30 samples. If that's really Rapidium, the mission might not be doomed yet. I need to contact Earth and plan the next few steps.
I feel strange. I have to get closer.
Oh my gosh, you want to get closer to that? I do not feel safe going into this. I extracted the Rapidium. Yeah, let's just jackhammer it. It's probably a good thing to do. And I continued through the cave. Unfortunately, I ran out of energy right as I found the organic deposit. Wait, I just made it to all the blue stuff. But I still tried to use the scanner to uncover the deposit, not realizing there was incoming radiation. That? My full noodle brain was on display here trying to figure this out. So I did it, before finally noticing the clock ticking down. Warning, incoming radiation 15 seconds. Oh my gosh, I gotta get out of here. And made a dash for the base. Oh, now I have a grapple. Taking a bit of radiation. Let's go report my findings. You up? I told the unknown contact about what I had found.
I think I found Rapidium.
Yeah, I'm sure. They wanted me to test the Rapidium with some sample DNA in the womb module. I didn't know what that meant, but I was pretty interested. I got the womb module built, moving everything around to fit it, and I placed the DNA sample inside. A sheep! With that, Molly the sheep was born. Yay, I have a friend! Alright, that thing is demonic. And by petting her, I got my second achievement. Oh, Molly's sweet. I like Molly. In the morning, I went to report my findings to the unknown contact.
Can you hear me? I have a sheep on board. You're responsible for 2 lives now.
Successful. Really found Rapidium.
I requested help, and they just left me in the dark. So I headed out to try and collect the organic deposit from earlier. Oh, I forgot to build the grapple. Dang it. This time I read the instructions, which was helpful. Look at the scanning on the ground and try and pinpoint the place with the most intense red coloring. That's pretty intense red to me. And eventually found the deposit site. Oh, I finally did it. I placed a mining outpost down on it. Whoa, I can just build that? Then I had to connect it to the base using pylons, giving me another achievement for setting up my first outpost. I discovered I could fast travel from the base to the outposts if they were connected, and I began operating the mining rig, collecting organics. I realized that my base's storage was displayed on the bottom of the screen. I didn't know what most of the icons were, but it was good to see. I traveled back to the base, and I built a kitchen module with the organics I had extracted. Whoa, look at this big old kitchen. This is nice. I was tasked with preparing 6 mush meals, which required organics, so I queued them up and got to work. But I was cut short from running out of energy, so I rested for the night and I finished making them the next day. Perfect. Then I was tasked with starting the base's engines. Allows you to plan and start new journeys between locations. Test engines. Oh, I like that. But it doesn't seem like they are in working condition. I switched off the emergency alarm and gave it another go. But the alarm just went off again. What did you think was gonna happen? And this time the machinery completely broke. Oh, and what happened here? I don't know what I was expecting. I rang up the unknown contact to request help. They insisted that I use the Rapidium to save myself, but to do this, I would need access to the quantum computer.
Only the captain has access codes to the quantum computer.
Access granted.
Hey, that was easy.
Man, that was easy.
Hey, wait. What? He just... What? That's what I was saying. I opened up the quantum computer and I found mine records of the entire crew. They all had been deleted except for mine. I can now view the entire timeline of Jan's life. He was a lonely kid with an abusive father. As he grew, he wanted to escape, but didn't want to leave his mom alone with his reckless dad. Ultimately though, he decided to leave for college, not returning home for months, and he was enjoying his life away. That is, until while he was gone, his mother suddenly passed away. You missed it. The moment she collapsed. The ambulance taking her to the hospital. It all went so fast. He tried moving on from this, and eventually he met Lena. They soon moved in together, and Jan graduated from school. He had an offer to pursue a PhD, but decided to go work for a private company instead, quickly realizing the 9-to-5 life was miserable. But it did allow him to afford the things he wanted. That is, until the crisis hit, and he lost his job, and he was back to square one. Lena did receive an exciting job offer abroad. However, Jan was scared to leave everything behind and told her no. The relationship started to deteriorate after that, and ended with her returning the ring he gave her. In an effort to turn Jan's life around, he took a job with Ally Corp and joined on Project Dolly. You enter the spaceship with a tingling of anxiety and excitement. You're going to space, far away from your problems. You think about them later, or maybe they'll be gone by the time you get back. I don't think your problems are gone just yet, Jan. I also call him Jan most of the time in the beginning of the game, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. I spoke with Ally Corp and was a little upset about the mine records.
What the hell are you doing with that data?
They wanted me to use the mine record to initiate a branching procedure.
Branching? What exactly will be branching?
This is you.
All right, how about my other options? You jerk. I don't have other options, do I?
So I returned to the quantum computer and initiated the branching procedure, generating a new life path. Wait, so there's a whole new branch. I started the alteration and menacingly waited for Jan Technician to be born. It's Jesus. I could view his entire life path now. In this life, Jan decided to stay behind instead of leaving for college, and he eventually stood up to his father, kicking him out, enjoying life with his mom. She's cooking her pierogi. He left his job at the mine, and he was there with his mom for her final days. He started fixing up engines and became an expert technician. But soon his boss gets into shady business and he wants none of it. So he leaves to start working for an international company. However, the crisis still hit and he joined Project Dolly as a tech. Wait for the wake up procedure. Hi Molly. And I woke up my altar.
Hey there. Wow. Hello? Can you hear me? What is this?
Altar's emotions would display over their shoulder and would be affected by the decisions I made.
Where am I?
He was pretty freaked out, but I explained the situation I was in.
I learned that there's this functionality of the quantum computer on board to, create alternate versions of a person's life. What? I won't lie to you. I woke you up because I needed you. Wasn't easy for me either. At least you're upfront with me.
Oh, he liked that.
You bastard.
And he agreed to help me fix the base's engines.
It worked! You did it. We're gonna live. Let's get one thing straight. I did what you created me for. Now stay away from me.
Okay. A little rude, but whatever. With the engines fixed, I started the journey, automatically collecting the mining rig and the pylons outside, which was very convenient, cause I definitely forgot about them, and the base began to move. I have no idea where we were going. There was a tab with all my altars information. Jan Technician had a 50% efficiency bonus when doing base maintenance. We got Jan the Technician. No injuries, minimal radiation, no hunger. I'm pissed at Jan, he's really irritating. I spoke with the technician to try and get him to repair the comms room, but he was pretty angry with me.
Why don't you get yourself a repair kit and fix your own shit? I'm done doing your dirty work.
So I did exactly that. I learned how to produce repair kits, and I fixed up the comms room myself. With the comms rooms fixed, I could now see who I was talking to. Lucas.
Mr. Dalsky?
Yeah, yes, I'm here.
Lucas was an Ally Corp employee, part of mining operations, and the one who told me to do the branching. He didn't have any new information on what happened with the crash landing.
I'm still analyzing telemetry data from your flight, but it seems something went very wrong.
Really?
No kidding.
And was mostly just interested in Rapidium and my altar, but he said he could help me out. I needed to get the base to a safe location first, and to do that, I needed to gain the trust of the technician to help maintain the base.
You should show him you care, maybe?
I told him I wouldn't survive without him.
Maybe you should share something.
What? Why?
I don't know. Just a thought. My grandma used to say, sharing is caring.
I spoke with the tech and used what I learned about him in the mine records earlier to find some middle ground. That middle ground was making Mom's famous pierogi together.
Why don't we try and make Mom's famous pierogi? No way we'd find the ingredients here.
So I made it with beer and synthetic starch. I mean, close enough, right? Alright, let's eat our pierogi. And we enjoyed our meal together. We're becoming best friends. Then I had another call from my ex-wife, Lena. Lena? What do you want, Lena?
Hello? Jan? Can you hear me?
She asked about how I was doing and the Rapidium I had found, but I didn't tell her about my altar. And after the call, the base came to a halt.
Hey, were we supposed to stop here? Nope. It's way too early.
A new day started, and the sun was far away for the time being. The base is stuck. I have to get it moving again. There must be an alternative route. Before heading out to find out what was wrong with the base, I spoke with the technician, and he had upgraded the base, unlocking new modules.
I played around with functionality options and, hey presto, we got some new handy toys unlocked. Tools in the workshop and such.
I also gave him the multi-tool I had found earlier, which he absolutely loved.
This little baby never ever let me down.
Dude, this guy, all he does is eat food. I exited the base and started exploring the area. Oh, there's some resources right here. I extracted some metals before discovering why the base had come to a stop.
This is why we stopped. A lava river.
So I began searching for a way around, extracting some organics and finding an organic deep deposit. Alright, let's see if I can do it better this time. I scanned the area much faster this time and got a drill placed. Then I connected it up to the base. I assigned the tech to the organics outpost. Yes. I think he's up there mining. And continued exploring the area when I came across an enriched metal deposit. You could take enriched metal and refine it into metal and organics in a refinery. I have no idea what is happening. I don't think I'm supposed to be near that. However, I didn't realize that yet, and I found a metal deposit next to it. So I started scanning the area. Unfortunately, I was running out of time before more incoming radiation, so I headed back to the base. I learned there was an assignment tab to assign my altar to a specific job. Then I built a greenhouse for the base because I thought it sounded cool. There we go, we got the greenhouse in the basement. Ooh, comes with all these beautiful plants. I finished crafting the climbing tool so I could now climb the larger rocks, and I ended the day. In the morning, I spoke with the technician, and he was pretty upset that he had to sleep on the floor.
Everything okay? I don't know. Maybe it's got something to do with sleeping on the floor?
So I promised to build him a dormitory. The only problem was that I didn't have any materials to do that. So I decided to remove the greenhouse. Oh, you can get all your stuff back. Good. And swapped it with the dormitory. Gotta sleep in the basement. I then headed back to the metal deposit and could now climb the small cliffs. But it cost energy every time I did it. I continued my search around the area. I found a couple suitcases, one containing a movie, Secret Alien. A murderous alien hides among the crew, and the other contained a band t-shirt and a soccer ball. These seem like strange things for Jan to bring on a space mission. Surely he doesn't bring tons of other suitcases with weirder items in them. As I continued to explore, I came across some rocks that looked like I could get by, but I would need to make a drill in the workshop. I returned to the base and crafted an outpost for the metal deposit first. I went and got it placed and connected it to the base. I used the rest of the day to mine. Alright, we got 33. When I got back to the base, I had a call from Lucas. He told me that a rescue party was being organized, but my best chance for survival would be to create more altars.
All you need is a properly trained crew. If you know what I mean.
More altars. Is that all you have for me?
He also requested that I collect as much rupidium as possible. There were a few new life paths available at the quantum computer. What? These were the doctor, shrink, refiner, worker, scientist, miner, guard, and the botanist. I really needed someone to operate the metal outpost, so I went with the miner because he had a 50% mining efficiency. Jan Miner. What does this guy do? Ending up in the mine. The miner was a branch off the technician, but instead of leaving the mines, he stayed. During his time in the mine, he took many risks, which one ultimately led to him losing his arm. He became addicted to painkillers and booze, and eventually joined Project Dolly as a miner. Oh, he's not going to be ready for 8 hours. I ended the day, and in the morning, the miner was ready to be woken up. Hey there, buddy. Wait, he has both his arms.
Oh, shit. That's it then. I'm dead already. Not yet, brother, not yet. Damn it. Yet another.
He wanted to be dead. He was obviously very confused. I tried to explain everything, but it was a little hard for him to digest, which makes a lot of sense.
Fucking arm. It's there again. Okay, I'm done with your little survey. Tell me what's going on. What have you done to my body?
Go through the mission logs. They should clear a lot of things up for you. Okay.
This guy better not want to bet also. I needed more metals for the drill, so I assigned the miner to the outpost. There's no slacking on this base. Then I realized my altars were getting radiation. Minimal radiationing worsening to the offline radiation barrier. Wait, are barriers offline? It turns out I needed to activate the auto load filters for the radiation barrier. Oh, I guess I should have switched this to on. Whoops. Okay, well he is not mining, he's eating. Before the miner shift started, I ran the outpost and collected enough metal to craft the drill. Then I took it back to the rocks, got it placed, and blasted through them. Oh yeah. Oh, it gets one use? I needed to make more drill charges if I wanted to keep using it. I stumbled into a rupidium deep deposit and scanned it. I didn't have an outpost to set up though, so I went back to looking around, when I discovered just how vast this lava river was.
Okay. This is not good.
There was no way around this.
We are surrounded.
Jump it. Back in the base that night, my altars were getting along. Oh, they're best friends.
I'm also Jan, obviously.
I gave the soccer ball I found to the miner.
Is that the ball from the Titan Tigers game?
Oh, of course it is.
That's right.
Then I told the technician about the lava river.
Holy shit.
He recommended that I build a research lab to try and come up with a new plan. So I got the research lab built, and inside I could see research mission plans. Look into a possible way of getting the base to the other side of the lava river. So I queued it up. I could also research exploration, economy, and base upgrades here. But I can't use it. The only issue was you needed a scientist to be able to use the research lab. I get it. Computer, can I make somebody new? So I headed to the quantum computer, and I started the creation of the scientist. Jan, scientist. Of course he has glasses. His life takes a turn from Jan's when he leaves college for work. The scientist decided to stay to get his PhD, and then he left Lena to pursue his research. Eventually he makes a breakthrough in his work, and AliCorp wants his tech on board their mission. And ultimately he decides to go on the mission for the chance to discover rupidium. Again, I ended the day and began the wake-up process in the morning. This one was much different than the miners.
Hey, how are you feeling? Well, I'll be damned.
He seemed to know exactly what was going on here.
So let's not waste time. Just tell me, how much did you find? What? How much rupidium is there?
Did we get a breakthrough?
I filled him in on the situation, and he was ready to start working.
So, what do you need from me now?
Get to work immediately.
You have to get our research lab running at once. We need to make some improvements fast if we want to succeed. Then I guess the sooner I start, the better.
Let's go.
You're right.
So I got him assigned to the research lab. I crafted more drill charges and outpost equipment, then headed to the Rapidium outpost to get everything set up. I assigned the technician to the outpost and did more exploring, when I came across a new material called a mineral, and my suit alarm started going off.
Hey, what's this?
I discovered an anomaly, which I was told to walk slowly around. These things were kind of freaking me out, so I was happy to do so. I also ran out of storage. We're out of storage? At a time like this? I need this rock. I'm definitely not supposed to touch this stuff. Then I came across a damaged chip. What is it? And it gave me a mission to repair it. I made my way past more anomalies, what is happening, and found another movie, The History of the Universe. Then I started panicking. Run! What is happening? Get me out of here. Sprinting through the anomalies, I discovered a new type of anomaly.
It looks out of this world.
Out of this world? What world do you think we're on? I'm gonna touch it. Is this a rift portal? But I was interrupted by incoming radiation, and I was very far from the base. Wait, I'm so dead. So I started heading back when I found a skipping rope, more important stuff to bring on a space mission.
I packed a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you did. As the incoming radiation got closer, I started to panic, sprinting through the anomalies. Ow. Ow. Taking massive radiation damage. I was an absolute noodlehead here. I would have been just fine if I just walked. But ultimately, I fainted from the radiation. No! Did I lose? I woke up the next morning and one of my alters had saved me, but they had taken a decent amount of radiation in the process. I added a few new small storages to the base. There we go, doubled our storage. Then I showed the technician the damaged chip I had found.
It looks like a qubit chip.
Turns out, if repaired, it could be used to enhance the quantum computer. I had an incoming call from a new person. Maxwell.
Jan Dolsky. Finally. I've been impatient to meet you.
This was Lucas's boss and the one in charge of this mission. He informed me that Rapidium was spectacular, but also very unstable, and there was no way it would make the trip back to Earth without a Rapidium arc.
Constructing a Rapidium arc should be your primary focus now.
He also made it clear that I shouldn't tell anyone else about the existence of my alters.
At the end of the day, it was your decision to branch yourself. It will be in your best interest to keep that in mind when considering the consequences.
Oh my, blackmail.
I don't like the sound of this.
I whipped up some fancy mush, then I spoke to the scientist about the Lava River issue.
So, did you find a solution to our problem? Yes. It's super simple. We'll build a bridge. Oh.
His solution was to build superconductive bridge anchors, but to get the blueprints for them, I'd need someone from mining operations to send them over. I also spoke to him about the anomalies I had discovered, and he wanted to research them further and develop tools to understand them. So I queued up the internal analysis tool. Then I went to speak with the miner. What's up? He was having some phantom pain about his arm, but kind of the opposite.
The arm that I lost in an accident. It's weird, but it hurts.
He demanded that I give him painkillers for this, but I wasn't giving him anything, and he was pretty upset with me.
Just wait it out and I'm sure it will pass. You know what? Fuck you, sadist.
Oh no. I crafted a drill charge cartridge, and Non-Metal's efficiency had finished researching, so I queued up the recycler module. I headed out and beamed some rocks with the drill. Then I returned to the base and finished the day crafting more radiation filters and pylon components. I really wanted to build a Rapidium arc, so I needed much more Rapidium. And to repair the chip, I needed more minerals, so I went out to gather some, when I was notified the internal analysis tool finished researching, and I came across a suitcase with a rubber duck and lava lamp inside. I returned and found the scientist. Oh, there you are. What do you want? First off, I gave him the rubber duck.
Marie? Marie Skłakowska?
Marie Skłakowska?
Where the hell did you find that old thing?
Marie Skłakowska was the scientist's best friend and probably only friend. Then he told me of his new invention.
An invention I'm particularly proud of. The Luminator. You mean a flashlight?
This new flashlight should be able to get rid of anomalies. Good work, scientist. I queued up metal efficiency, and I started production on the illuminator and the chip. I wasn't able to finish them that day. Alright, almost created that. But I had enough rupidium now to build the rupidium arc. This guy's sleeping, wake up. And I gave the technician the lava lamp, which he absolutely loved. But it was kind of strange because the next morning he confronted me.
Can we talk? I want to know when you started being such a pushover.
And to not be a pushover, he wanted me to build him a social room with beer pong.
Let's build a place where we can chill out and play beer pong, and then, after I've beaten you, we can talk more serious stuff. What do you say?
So I agreed, because I was a pushover. And who doesn't love beer pong? Oh my gosh, so many tasks to do. I finished up the illuminator and the chip. Then I reported to Maxwell that I had built the rupidium arc, and requested the blueprints for the superconductive bridge anchors. But it turns out he didn't have them because they didn't exist in this universe, only in the scientists.
Aborted? Are you sure?
Yes. Project Versant was terminated years ago due to lack of satisfactory results.
I told the scientist about this, and he was a little upset.
Did you precisely ask for bridge anchor blueprints?
After I buttered him up a little,
Just think, they came up with this thing only because you existed.
he was down to try and develop his own blueprints. You just gotta butter him up. I waited to queue up the bridge anchors until the recycler finished, and I went to the QC to plug in the repaired chip, giving me the ability to create another altar. I feel like a doctor would be nice to have. Oh, equipment level 3 required. Ultimately, I decided to go with the refiner, who got 50% efficiency when refining enriched metals. His life split from Jan after his mom died. He decided to ditch college, move away, and got a job working for a big corporation, where he found a sense of community. But out of nowhere, one of his coworkers died in an accident, so he joined a union. Through this, he met Ben. But soon, the corporation put an end to that union. Jan and Ben ran away from all the violence and went to work on an oil rig. But once again, tragedy struck there. An explosion happened on the oil rig, killing Ben. Needing another change, Jan joins Project Dolly, since that's what Ben had really wanted to do. Upgrading my QC had also unlocked new items I could now research. Then I went out and tested the illuminator. I could now see anomalies much clearer. Do I aim at that? And I could zap them out of existence. Oh, I did it! These anomalies dropped ALX, which could be refined into any of the other materials. I cleared this area of anomalies and found the mineral deposit site, placing down a drill and getting it connected to the base. I ran the drill for the day, then I queued up the first base expansion. Let's research to make a bigger base. And I built the social room. Later, I received a call from Lucas, basically asking me to build more rupidium arcs.
Well, it really can make a difference if you bring back one arc, or, well, more.
There could never be enough. Then I went to wake the new altar. Is the new guy ready? Yes.
Hey there, buddy. How do you feel?
Imagine being born into this life with a, "Hey there, buddy." I explained the situation to him and he seemed pretty confused.
Genetically speaking, we're the same person. Genetically speaking.
But chill about the situation.
Hell, I can't wait to see Rupidium.
I explored the social room. In addition to beer pong, you could also watch movies there, which improved the morale of your altars. Alright, let's start with the beer pong game. Advanced player, beginner, intermediate. I challenged the technician to a game of beer pong. It was a simple timing game. Okay, you didn't tell me how to hold it down. But I don't know why you bounced the ball into the cup. Oh god. And I absolutely cooked him. Oh, bang. Let's go. This unlocked the technician's lesson, assertiveness. The technician taught you how to make sure others won't walk over you. I need to learn a lesson from every altar, and each lesson gives you the ability to have new responses in conversations. Is that Molly? I tried starting a movie after, but it was too late to begin one. Then I had Lucas calling me again. I'm kinda starting to think Lucas might have a crush on me with how much he's calling. He told me not to get Lena involved in this mission,
You know she can't find out about the altars, right?
and that maybe one of my altars could help me speak with her, since I didn't get along too well with her. I'm gonna wake everybody up to talk to them. So I spoke with all my altars about Lena, and none of them seemed to care.
Well, do you know her? Look, I don't know what that crazy harpy told you, but I paid her back. So you didn't marry her? Marry? Come on. We both had much more interesting things to do with our lives. I wanted to ask you about Lena. Go ahead then. Ask. Do you know her? No. Lena. Wait, are you talking about that pink-haired barmaid from Barcelona? The one that sang arias while making the most awesome Negronis?
Okay. The next morning, I awoke to a message that the miner was in pain. Wait, what? Jan Miner has no arm. What is happening? I found everyone in the kitchen, and the miner had apparently chopped off his arm.
Did you just chop your arm off? What's it look like? A fucking prank. I had to get rid of it.
He has both his arms though. But I think the game glitched because his arm was definitely still there. Wait, he has both his arms. Am I tripping? His condition was worsening and I needed to build an infirmary to save him. Alright, I need to go get minerals and build an infirmary before this guy dies. The refiner was out collecting minerals, so I spent my time gathering organics. I got the infirmary built. It's gonna take me a minute to get used to that, but now I have an infirmary. And assigned the miner to it. Then I went to watch a movie with my alters. Let's watch Secret Alien. All the movies were like 5-minute skits, and they were honestly pretty funny. That was awesome. Less gloom, everybody's a little happier. I crafted more radiation filters, ran the metal drill for the miner since he was missing an arm or something, and then I met with the scientist. He was pretty upset with the miner and recommended that I build him a prosthetic arm, so he wasn't useless anymore. He also finished creating the blueprints for the bridge anchors, and told me I'd need to make superconductive polymers for it.
They can be produced in a refinery. So you'll need to build one ASAP.
Alright, I need to build a refinery. I queued up research for the prosthetic arm, and I gave the refiner the skipping rope I found a while ago. He told me he just wasn't feeling like himself, and requested that I get him a pair of dumbbells so he could start working out.
Maybe if I could get back to my routine here, at least in some way, it could really help me shake off all this anxiety.
I started making food when the tech asked to speak with me. What do you need now? He didn't think that the prosthetic arm was a good idea.
You probably realize he didn't self-harm for no reason, and a prosthetic won't necessarily solve the problem.
Instead, he wanted me to use Rapidium to grow back the miner's arm. I spoke with the scientist again, where I was able to use the assertiveness lesson I learned to convince him to grow back the miner's arm instead.
I get your point. Still, I'm convinced we should go for it. I'm making the decisions, and I'll handle the consequences. You just do your job. You seem to have it all figured out. Fine then, just assign the task to me, and I'll get to work.
So we'll remove prosthetic arm and do that one instead. I took care of things around the base the next day because everything seemed to be falling apart. The altars are starving. Yeah, look at making breakfast for everybody. And I'm fixing whatever's broken here. You have both your arms still. Then I queued up the medium storage upgrade, crafted some dumbbells, and delivered them to the refiner.
Can't wait to try these babies out.
I did a little anomaly zapping before the scientist requested to talk.
Hey, something you wanted to discuss with me?
He wanted the crew to push harder.
Crunch hours. Clean and simple.
Crunch hours forced the alters to work a 12-hour shift. I didn't want to piss off the alters any more than they already were, so I left it disabled. The next morning, while crafting some supplies, I got hit by a magnetic storm. Magnetic storm? Radiation was boosted during this time, and the modules would non-stop break. Oh my gosh, what is happening? Also during them, the crew would work a 12-hour emergency shift. I was out of metals, so I had to suck it up and run the drill during the storm. Miner recovered from the injury. Oh my gosh, can I put him to work now? The scientist had finished research on the miner's arm, so I crafted the serum in the kitchen, and I brought it to him.
It'll be a new one this time. Your own arm. Oh wow. It'll be part of you, and I'm hoping it won't cause you pain anymore. I guess if you want to experiment on me. Why not?
Okay, well, I won't know if it's gonna grow back because he already has both his arms. Yeah, I'm just gonna sleep off this storm. After the magnetic storm hits, radiation starts earlier in the night, and new resources appeared on the planet. I could finally send the miner back to work, and I had a call from Lena. She was worried the mining ops were keeping secrets.
I looked up this Maxwell guy and There seems to be a weird secrecy around him everywhere he goes.
And then got upset with me.
Then why did you put your life in his hands by going on that stupid mission?
After the call, I spoke with the tech about the magnetic storm. He told me I could set an uphold on items. This set a minimum number of items to have so we wouldn't run low when the next storm hit. So I added an uphold on radiation filters and mush. Start production uphold. Got an achievement. I continued research on ALX organics conversion. Then I went out to zap that strange looking anomaly. Alright, let's blast this thing. Hopefully I have enough charge. Whoa. It left a trail behind that I needed to follow, leading me to a big anomaly sack. But of course my suit was dead and I had no suit charges. So I set up pylons to travel back there faster. There we go. We got some pylons set up so we can fast travel over there now. I worked on crafting radiation filters, and the altar's dormitory was broken that night, so all of them became injured. I added more storage to the base, and a recycler, aka a toilet, which makes me wonder where they were doing their business this whole time. Especially the scientist, that guy hasn't left the base yet. I started research on the magnetic storm analysis. This would let me know when a storm was incoming, and I finally noticed nobody was working. I couldn't sleep, the dormitory was filled with disgusting smoke, that's not my problem. So I decided to do something about it. I'm turning crunch hours on. I was tasked to maintain crunch hours for 2 days, so I made sure everyone was assigned where I needed them most. And I remembered I needed to go scan that weird anomaly ball. This rewarded me with a planetary sample. They were needed for advanced research items, but I hadn't figured that out yet. I returned to the base, and I wanted to craft the bridge anchors. Oh yeah, I forgot about polymers. The hardest part of this game was keeping track of all the stuff you had to do. I got a refinery built, I could now refine enriched metals and ALX, and I could create polymers. So I made some of the polymers I needed. I also noticed all the unlocks the planetary sample gave me. Oh, that unlocks a lot. Suit upgrade. I like that. Illuminator increases. Anomaly shield. Anything with a square next to it cost 1 planetary sample to research. Yeah, I should do the suit because then I unlock all these upgrades and these seem really good. So I decided to use my planetary sample to start research on the upgraded suit. The next day, I completed the 2-day crunch and spoke to the scientist about it.
You learned that sometimes achieving a goal requires being hard-headed. It can mean brutal methods, but it brings results.
That was a lesson? Through this, he taught me the lesson of pragmatism. 2 down. I turned off the crunch because some of the altars were pretty angry. I got more polymers crafted. Your upgraded spacesuit is now ready. From now on, you will always wear it while leaving the base. Queued up the anomaly shield and started working on the bridge anchors. Oh my gosh, I need so many more polymers. In an effort to improve the technician's mood, I played some beer pong and I let him win. He's still angry. I tried. I collected more minerals to be able to finish up all the polymers I needed, and I got them made. Then I queued up all the bridge anchors and got to work. Alright, we got 2 of them made. Just have the 2 left. I would have been able to finish them the next day, but of course there was a magnetic storm. So I kept getting stuck making repair kits for the base. At least everything looks good. But the following day I was able to get it done. Yes, okay, we did it. I spent the rest of the day harvesting organics because during a magnetic storm, you got increased yield. Wow, that got us almost back up to full. I queued up research to upgrade my illuminator and rested in the infirmary to heal my radiation. That night, the planet's activity increased, meaning more anomalies, more resources, and a new internal vein. I tested out my new anomaly shield, and I got all the bridge anchors placed. We have it. A bridge. That one just blew up. I continued to run into anomalies, not realizing I needed to recharge my anomaly shield. So I was just taking loads of radiation. I expanded the base, increasing its size and organics tank, when I noticed the internal vein on the map. I went and collected the planetary substance, using it to research the radiation repulsor, which reduced the amount of radiation filters you needed. I made some mush, collected the remaining needed organics, and started the journey. It's time to get this base rolling. And once again, we were moving. I still have no idea where we were headed. I found the altars in the kitchen arguing about music.
We can't agree on the playlist. I say nothing beats good old rock and roll, but it seems our tastes got pretty rotten in some branches.
It turns out that Jan used to play in a band. and some of the members wanted to jam out together.
I bet we could write a song Uncle Martin would dig. All we need is a guitar.
So I crafted a guitar for the group. Alright, I got the guitar. But before bringing it to them, I had a call from Maxwell. He checked in on my progress and told me a little about himself.
You're responsible for all this. The mind records, the branching.
It's never just one person, Jan. But yes, I was in charge of that project.
What did you want to achieve?
I can't say any more. I'm sorry. Not now. Not on this connection. For the very same reasons I had to discontinue my work.
That guy just keeps getting more and more shady. I gathered everyone in the kitchen. We brainstormed some lyrics.
Together, we can win this fight.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And then put on this killer concert.
Growing up apart, we shared
This is awesome.
surprisingly common ground. On the path I left behind, I made choices that were not always right.
Oh, look at the lighting.
No longer left all by myself.
This is sick.
Together we can win this fight. If I could take us somewhere now, let us win this race against the sun and find a place where we could hide tonight.
Bravo. Sounded like a lot more instruments than just a guitar though. But unfortunately, the bass came to a stop once again.
What? They're not moving.
The sun was far away for the time being, and everyone was a little hungover from the night before. Okay, pleased? Wait, this guy's pleased. For the first time, somebody is happy. I exited the base to see what caused the stop. It was a massive anomaly, distorting the gravity. Am I gonna get sucked up? I brought my findings to the scientist.
How do you suggest we go about it?
He wanted me to create a gravity sensor to get a better understanding of this new anomaly. I queued it up and went to explore this new area. Oh, is this one of them right here? I came across a planetary sample, but I needed the hook upgrade to reach it. I also found an enriched metal deposit and another damaged chip. Ooh, second chip. There was this new type of anomaly, one that expanded and contracted. Whoa, that's a huge one. Let's go blast it. It also had 2 cores. Oh, it's still there. Okay, got it. I scanned the enriched metal deposit and got it set up. Then I entered this spooky cave and my anomaly sensor started going crazy.
What is this?
Whoa. This anomaly sped up time while you were inside. I returned to the base and increased my storage. I also added a second Rapidium arc. I wish I could just select everything and move it over. Oh well. Okay, we can do the hook upgrade too. We need that done next. Then I continued to explore more of the surroundings. And I added teleport pylons around so I could travel quicker. Now I can just travel up there for free. Then I returned to the base and built the radiation repulsor. Whoa, this is massive. That can fit perfectly right there. I also queued up the chip to be crafted. I haven't shown it much, but basically every night I would watch a movie with the alters to boost their moods. The next day I continued finding more deep deposits and setting them up to the base while fighting off anomalies. I started research on the gym module, because why not? And I came across this bizarre looking barrier called an energy wall. No pylons could go through it, and it drained your suit battery if you did. Okay, but it didn't hurt me. That night I found the tech in pain, suffering from a headache that just wouldn't go away.
A regular hangover should have gone away by now.
Then the following morning, I found the altars gathered in the kitchen, and Molly was dead on the table. What?
I knew there was something wrong with her. I saw it.
Why does everything happen in the kitchen that's bad? No one knew what had happened to her, and so I had the scientists take her to do an autopsy. The chip had finished being made, so I brought it into the QC and got it upgraded, giving me a new altar slot. I was in between the doctor, the botanist, and the worker, but ended up going with the worker who had a 50% efficiency when crafting items. Jan Worker. His life altered from the refiners when he decided to leave for the oil rig. The worker stayed behind and became the union leader, but another protest went wrong and people blamed him for it. So he tried redeeming himself by joining Allied Corp as a union representative to make change from the inside out. I also had a lot of new research items unlocked from this upgrade. I pulled the gym upgrade out of the queue and put Molly's autopsy in its place. Oh, there's Molly. I should just remake Molly. Unfortunately, this was not an option. I continued exploring, and I learned I could zap the time dilation anomalies. Got it. I harvested more minerals, so I could now craft the hook upgrade. Add that to the queue. Then, I found the scientist to talk about Molly's autopsy.
Did you find Molly's cause of death? It was a severe brain hemorrhage. What? Why? That's the tricky part.
It was hard to focus on what he was saying though because he was doing his funny little dance.
Bacteria, maybe even viruses.
What is he doing? I think the game was just a little buggy. But he wanted me to build an MRI so he could do a test on everyone's brain. MRI upgrade. Okay, I need even more minerals. The next morning, the worker was ready to be woken up. I totally forgot we were supposed to wake this guy.
Hey, can you hear me?
I was a little worried I made a bad choice because this guy was a big complainer.
Waking up from cryosleep, achy back, buzzing sound in ears, piercing headache. I'll have to recommend more humane methods for the, what the hell?
But after I buttered him up a little, he calmed down a bit.
I don't have your history of fighting for people. That can be really useful here.
I can assign him already. And I put him straight to work. Oh, look at the worker already put it in work. Thank you. I left the base and found a mineral deposit that I scanned and got connected. I was also able to climb these taller rocks now with my upgraded hook, which made it possible to explore more of the map. I gave the worker the t-shirt I found that night.
Is that my Crooked Tester's t-shirt?
Of course it is your Crooked Tester's t-shirt. The next morning, I used the upgraded hook to follow the Interral Trail and collected the planetary sample. And I discovered I could unlock an automatic outpost, so this became my research goal. Let's do this, this, and then this. I collected enough minerals to start crafting the MRI upgrade, and I spoke with the refiner about the dumbbells I made him. He wanted me to build the gym module for everyone. Oh my gosh, it costs 70 mineral. But once again, I was short on minerals. The next morning, the worker wanted to talk with me. He reminded me of our history as a fierce ocelot.
We got to the rank of patrol guide at 12.
And he wanted me to step up as a leader. To do this, I needed to maintain the radiation barrier and have no crunch hours for 5 days, which I was already doing so it wouldn't be too hard. After making food for everyone, the MRI scanner was finished, so I went and installed it in the infirmary. I continued climbing up the ravine, where I discovered a new movie and a class photo. I managed to reach the peak, and I got the gravity sensor placed. Whoa. I spoke with the scientist on his findings. He was still doing his little dance.
We'll need to create a counterforce that will neutralize the gravity field.
To destroy this anomaly, I would have to research and build 2 neutralizer towers. Then that night, I scanned my brain on the MRI machine.
Okay, just lie still and think of something engaging.
When will you have the results?
After we finish, you can go to bed and come back in the morning. I should know more by then.
In the morning, I asked the scientist about his results, and they weren't good.
There's no easy way to put it. It's there. Mutated tissue. It's growing in our brains.
All the alters had mutated brain tissue, and like Molly, they would die if we didn't find a solution for it.
Almost everyone is affected, but there's one exception. You, Jan. You're the only one that's clean.
It was a mixed bag on how the alters were taking this news.
Molly was the first one you created, and I was the second one. Does that mean I'm next in line?
It means you're my second best friend.
Maybe it just means that you're my second best friend.
Well, all right. After the sheep. What an honor, thanks.
Story of my fucking life.
I found a second mineral deposit, which was amazing because it was the main material I was missing, and started getting it set up, when I came across what looked like a forest. What is this area?
Is that some kind of a projection?
Oh, it's fake. This gave me a hollow chip, and it tasked me to research the park with bench module. I finished connecting the mineral outpost, and I had an incoming call from Lucas when I got back.
Lucas, what took you so long?
Finally. I was trying to reach you for days, but I was getting some crazy distortions. I had to reprogram the frequency.
I told him about the brain mutations in the alters, and he had me send over the MRI results to see if Maxwell could find a solution. I got the park with bench queued up for research, and I had another incoming call. Wait, what? Lucas is on the line again? He basically gave me a little sob story of his life and told me to build more Rapidium arcs. 3's a pattern? You want me to build 3 now? Look at all this stuff I have to do. In the morning, I awoke to an altar rebellion.
Things gotta change or else. What exactly do you want me to improve? I'm still sleeping on the fucking floor. Are you gonna build that dorm or what?
What?
I hear you. I'll do what I can.
We have a dorm. I felt like I was running this mission pretty well. Build the dormitory or improve the moods of the altars. Do not let anyone die. So I built them a second dormitory. Now I just had to make sure nobody died. I continued collecting minerals that day, and I was able to expand the base to tier 3. So I did a little reorganizing. Alright, a little more compact. In the morning, I was notified that the refiner was too scared to work. He wouldn't tell me his problem though.
Don't worry about it. It's nothing.
Alright, no food for you then. So I ended up just doing his job. The neutralizer towers finished researching, but I didn't have enough materials to craft them. So I got collecting, and when I returned, I found the miner looking depressed in the airlock. What happened? He had been working longer hours and taking radiation trying to prove his worth.
You need me, and I want to make myself useful. So stop being so goddamn noble and take advantage of it like a proper boss.
Then I walked in on the technician slapping the scientist. Oh my god. Not sure what that was all about. What just happened here? I think they resolved their issue. Refuses to work. This guy works 4 hours. Oh, I don't even know we have a call though. I had an incoming call from Maxwell. He had a solution for the brain mutation, but it was gonna be a pretty divisive one.
All you need to do is create a copy of your body, but without applying the branching procedure. By leaving its mind records blank, you will create a being with no awareness, no feelings, no thoughts. A biological vessel, if you will. A tabula rasa.
What? With this biological vessel, or tabula rasa, he wanted me to use its brain cells to develop a cure. I told the scientist about the solution Maxwell provided.
That's ambitious. What do you need me to do?
And asked him to code the QC to be able to create a tabula rasa. Research QC hacking. Or call Lena. Do I get to decide? I decided to call Lena and consult her about the problem.
Don't freak out, but it's kind of... Well, brain mutation.
What?
I sent her the MRI scans to see what she could come up with. So I started researching QC hacking. Then I spoke with the worker. He was worried about the miner and wanted me to build a contemplation room for him.
The miner's clearly trying to prove something he's insecure about, and you're taking advantage of that.
But he was okay with Maxwell's solution as long as I didn't involve AliQorp. The technician wasn't too happy about the solution.
And I want you to know I don't like it. It would be like being fed my own brother's brain.
I built the gym module and another Rapidium arc. I was waiting on the scientists to research stuff, so I did more exploring. I discovered our tour vehicle and found a new movie. I ended up making it to the peak of the other side of the ravine. This is where the second neutralizer tower went. Around the corner, I found a suitcase with a trading card and a watch inside. And I set up a travel pylon to get back up there quickly. Look at this network. Jeez. Back at the base, I found the refiner enjoying the gym. But it made him realize that this was not what was making him feel weak.
I think I was deceiving myself. I did feel incompatible, but it wasn't because my body was incomplete. It was because my soul was missing something. Or someone, to be more precise. Someone I loved. Ben. Ben? Yeah? Is it really so surprising for you?
He wanted me to ask around and see if I could find anything on Ben. Maybe he was still alive in this world. So I offered to look into it.
If he exists, there's a solid chance he applied in this reality too. which means he's gotta be in Ally Corp's database of candidates. Okay. Let's find out if you really know him that well.
He doesn't even care about the gym. Nice. I queued up the contemplation room, and I built the park with bench module. This had to be my favorite module. So relaxing. Me and the technician had a little moment together, but he was still not happy with me.
How much more did I not know about Mom?
So, this is what it's all about, huh? You just want to sit down and make up for lost time. That's not the way it works.
I told him about the tour vehicle outside, and he got pretty excited about that.
No kidding. A buggy? Did you know they were radiation proof and you can stay out in them for days?
Then I had a call from Lena, and she had a possible solution for the brain mutations.
I got my hands on some tech we've been using for one of our contracts. It seems it can be modified to your needs. It's a neural implant.
I also decided it was time to fill her in on the fact that I made alters. This really freaked her out and might not have been a great idea. She wanted me to come clean to the corporation.
I'm giving you a simple solution here to go on with your mission and bring Rapidium back to Earth. Yes, it means coming clean to the corporation, and yes, it also means giving them control.
And using her implants would do just that, expose my alters to Ally Corp.
My alters trust me. I could never do that to them.
Just, please, whatever you do, don't trust Maxwell. I asked around some more, and the rumors are alarming.
The scientist then asked me if he could spend the day working on some private research.
Grant me the time to focus on this project and nothing else.
But I wanted to finish QC hacking before queuing it up. I could also craft implants now, and would need 1 pair per alter, but I was really lacking resources. In addition, it seemed nobody really liked the implant idea.
Your wife told you to put implants in our brains so the corporation can track us? You're not seriously thinking about it. Brain implants. Talk about jumping out of the frying pan and into the fire.
5 days of no crunch hours passed, so I asked the worker how I was doing as a leader.
You can win people's trust by showing them you care, instead of imposing authority like a brute.
He taught me the lesson of charisma. 3 of them down, nice. After taking care of chores around the base, QC hacking finished, so I queued up the scientist's private research, and I found him and the tech arguing in the lab. The tech wanted a write-up of his MRI scan. It would keep the scientist busy for the rest of the day, but I agreed because the day was basically over. Then I entered the QC and was able to create tabula rasa. And in the morning, he was ready.
So, yes, here it is.
What?
We extract the brain tissue, process it according to Maxwell's formula, and start administering the treatment. Of course, we will have to dispose of the body. Whoa!
What the fuck?
Looks like I didn't use enough sedative. Let me just, there. Damn it. I hope it didn't activate the cortex.
I was having real doubts about this plan after that, but the scientist assured me that this was the best route. However, now that I awoke him, I would only have 3 days to build all the implants, which I didn't realize. I also found out that the scientist would be spending this whole day doing paperwork. No! Oh my gosh, now he's just doing that all day. I thought it would be the previous day. And to make things worse, it was a magnetic storm day. So I just continued drilling and pretending like everything was okay. Then I slept off the radiation poisoning. The storm continued the next day, so I just did the same thing. But the contemplation room did finish being researched. In the morning, I called Lucas. I asked him if he could look up Ben Harris in the Ally Corp database for the refiner. He was hesitant at first, but decided to help me out since I'd collected so much Rapidium.
Let's get this straight. I'm only saying I'll try.
I started crafting the first neutralizer tower. Then I went out and started hunting down the new planetary substances on the map. I decided to clear private research from the queue for the time being and unlock the automatic outpost. This just sounded like it would make my life so much easier. While those researched, I managed to find and collect another planetary substance. That night, I had enough materials to start crafting the second neutralizer tower, and Lucas called me back regarding Ben Harris.
Lucas, any news?
Yeah. Good news, actually. I managed to get into the candidate database. Your guy does exist.
Seriously?
He said I should probably not tell the refiner about this, but I went and told him anyway.
I have some news about Ben. He exists. And he's alive.
This taught me the lesson of optimism, and the puzzle was starting to fill out. The following morning was decision day, and the alters were in the kitchen waiting for me. Alright, we're having a meeting.
Well, we finally might have a cure for your condition. Okay. Let's hope it's a good one.
However, it wasn't too hard of a decision because I had forgot to make the implants.
We can use a treatment based on healthy brain tissue. For that purpose, we'd need to use the tabula rasa you've probably all seen occupy space in the womb.
And in the middle of it, the technician collapsed. Oh no. So clearly we were running out of time here. We cut open tabula rasa. Oh no. And had a cure.
And that's it. Almost. I'm taking it to the lab to create Maxwell's magic potion. Is he? Yes. He's dead. But don't worry, he didn't feel a thing.
This decision created a conflict of values between me, the tech, and the refiner. His jaws clenched, pulsating with anger, and his eyes squint in hostility. It seems there's nothing you can do to change that. Good thing I am researching those automatic drillers. I got the scientist's private research re-queued, and it seems like everyone was doing fine after the procedure. The 2 neutralizer towers finished being built, so I went and got them set up on the ravine. Alright, there's 1 and 2. I still needed more organics to move the base though, and there was 1 more planetary substance on the map I needed to collect before leaving. While out searching for it, I found another chip to repair. Huge! Why did I not come out here earlier? I can make another altar. But I wasn't able to find the sample that night. I returned to the base and I queued up the large storage module for research. Alright, how many movies do we need to watch together? And it turns out the alters that had a conflict of values didn't do movie nights anymore. They don't even join for movies anymore. This was pretty upsetting, but their loss. I started repairing the chip. I forgot about this. And the scientist finished with his private research. So I queued up ALX to metal conversion. During this research, he was able to find a way to make the radiation shields cheaper to craft. So it wasn't a complete waste of time. Alright, I can build this contemplation room. I'm gonna just do it. This seems like a basement type of thing. Send the miner to the contemplation room. Okay, we will, but at the end of the day. Oh, and the chip was finished. I got the chip plugged into the QC and upgraded it to level 4. That gives us another available slot. However, I noticed that both the botanist and the doctor would disapprove of my cure. Can't do the botanist. They're not gonna work. So I decided to go with the guard. Yon guard. The guard split from the technician's path. While he was working as a tech, he started doing illegal backdoor deals. And then he teamed up with this kid named Radek. Well, it turns out Radek took off with all their money and the loan sharks came knocking. He ended up becoming a dishonest security guard, but people just kept coming for him. So he thought nobody would find him in space and joined Project Dolly. To be fair, that does seem like a great place to hide from loan sharks. This unlocked the remainder of the research tree. Oh, free climbing. That's huge. Including automatic outpost efficiency, which seemed amazing, even though I hadn't made any automatic outposts yet. Oh, and the final base expansion. Then I sent the miner to the contemplation room to work on himself. Wait until the miner's therapy session is finished. Therapy with himself? Whoa, I want to go into one of these rooms. That looks sick. I went back to collect the planetary sample I'd forgotten about when the miner had finished his therapy session. He acted like it sucked.
I would have literally died of boredom in there if it weren't for that goddamn audiobook. What audiobook? Oh, some ancient babble about a whaling expedition.
But secretly, I knew he had a great time.
And their captain, Ahab, well, he was missing a leg, so yeah, I gotta admit I got pretty hooked.
Continue the miner's therapy sessions in the contemplation room. So I kept him assigned there, and I went to wake up the guard. Oh, he's ready.
Hey there. You feeling alright?
Bald yawn. He was very hostile.
You cannot be fucking serious asking me that. Did you jack my identity? Is that what this was from the beginning? A scam? You signed up for a space mining operation. What is your name and role on this mission? Johan Dolson? security officer.
Johan Dolson. He's got a different name.
Seriously? They fell for that yawn? What are you, my daddy?
Kind of.
Not really. Go on, Johan. Explore your new reality. We'll talk later.
I assigned him to the guard spot in the contemplation room. I honestly still have no idea what difference this makes or does. And I don't trust him with the miner. These are probably the worst two people to have together. After watching a movie that night, I spoke to the miner more about his therapy sessions. Did you listen to that book some more?
That Captain Ahab, he's hunting a whale that bit off his leg. He's got a prosthetic leg, mind you, not too advanced, but still, his crew respects him. Sounds like you admire him. You and your fucking theories.
And it seems like he was in there all night, because in the morning I spoke to him again.
Did you find out if Ahab managed to catch his whale? Sure fucking tried. But he failed, drowned, took his whole crew down with him.
That seems like a pretty depressing story for therapy, but it did teach him something important. Optimism, that's what he needs.
Yeah, but most of all, you need to believe in yourself. Even if you failed before, you can't let that get to you. Otherwise, well, you'll become obsessed.
And I learned the lesson of vulnerability. We have everyone's lesson, I think, except for the new guy. I assigned the miner back to the outpost, and I gave the guard the trading card.
Thanks for the card.
I had knocked out most of the tasks. Look at that, only a couple things left to do. How much is a rupidium arc? 120 rupidium for that. So since I needed more rupidium arcs, I went and mined some rupidium. I'm gonna queue up automatic outpost efficiency. Even though we don't have any automatic miners yet, we're gonna need it, I got a feeling. But I returned to a standoff going inside the gym. Oh no. That's not good. I decided we should probably get out of here before a rebellion happens. I could always build more rupidium arcs later. So I assigned the altars to the neutralizer towers and would leave the next morning. But when I got up, there was a ton of food missing. Why is so much food missing? 2 food rations have disappeared from the kitchen. Thought this was weird, but I still headed to the gravity sensor. And when I started the journey, I got this message. Are you sure you want to start the journey? You still have some unfinished business in the base if you move now. The guard won't catch the thief. I needed to stick around a little longer for the guard to find out who was stealing food. I guess I should finish the business. I ended up collecting more materials and building the 4th rupidium arc. Now it costs 650 to move the base, that's crazy. Oh, it just says build more rupidium arcs. I called up Lucas to let him know about it. I probably shouldn't be still building stuff. This base might not ever move, but I kind of want to build a greenhouse. And again, the next morning, more food went missing. So much food's going. Dude, it's gotta be the guard. I spoke to the guard about it.
I think we got ourselves a food thief.
Yeah, right as you started working here. It seemed pretty obvious who was stealing food here. He wanted to catch this thief and required a surveillance test to do so.
At this point, everyone's a suspect.
It's definitely this guy that's doing it. So I crafted the surveillance desk and got it installed in the command center. The guard would now not work until he had caught the thief. Supervises the base 12 hours a day, jeez. So I let him do his thing while I gathered resources. I expanded the base to its final tier. That is the maximum capacity. And I continued to research more suit upgrades. All while the guard did nothing. This guy's playing games on his phone. Then finally, 5 hours before a magnetic storm, the guard figured something out. His first suspect was the technician.
Just this morning, I caught the technician snooping around in here before he got to his work.
We just talked about him right next to him. He's just sitting here. So I played along and asked him about the missing food.
Did you know we have a food thief in the base?
And it wasn't him. I reported this to the guard, and he gave me another potential suspect.
The miner. I caught him messing with the cameras in the kitchen. Shortly after that, boom. I lost visual. We'll see what he's got to say for himself.
And we just talked in front of him. It was not the miner either. So back to the guard I went.
Got any more suspects? Because your last idea was a flop.
His next suspect was the scientist. So I questioned him. He responded to me with what should have been pretty obvious to Jan.
You mean the guard? Is he hunting himself? He's a professional con man. And he's obviously conning you.
So I returned to the guard and called him out.
Okay, that's it. Let's end this little game. I know you're the one stealing the food. Yeah, I'm fucking shrewd. And so are you. Like it or not, it's in our genes. Maybe you should try it too.
This taught me his lesson of shrewdness. That was the guard's lesson? That seems like a horrible lesson. Only missing a couple more. Then I built a greenhouse. I queued up some quality food and started gardening. Oh, look at me garden. When I realized the magnetic storm was hitting in 37 minutes. Shoot, should I just get out of here right before? I didn't want to wait until the storm was over, so I rushed to get out of here. Oh my gosh, time is ticking. 20 minutes. And I started the journey. We are free!
Get out of here.
I thought it was free, but out of nowhere, the technician snuck up on me and, well, knocked me out. What? What just happened? The technician just whacked me? The base was rolling through a storm, and I woke up in the infirmary.
Wake up, sleepyhead. Bedtime's over.
The scientist filled me in on everything that had happened. The technician had successfully repaired the tour vehicle, and he and the refiner took off in it.
Apparently, some of us were unable to come to terms with your decisions. Looks like they'd been planning this for some time. Repairing the tour vehicle while you weren't watching.
Also that the communication system went down and we were lost in the storm. And he told me to listen to some messages that we received before we lost communication. Check the messages received from Earth. Well, this can't be good. So I went to the communication room and the first message was from Lena. She was pretty upset with me and shared some information that she had found out about Maxwell.
This whole Project Ela, Maxwell experimenting on damaged people, messing with their minds. Man, that guy is seriously sick. Do you label your alters with numbers too? Like he did with his patients, like for example, patient 313? Did he tell you what happened to him? Well, maybe you should ask.
Turns out he might not be a great guy.
I wish I'd never called you in the first place. I don't want any part in your freak show.
But it's safe to say I'd probably not be hearing from her again. The second message was from Maxwell. He begged me to keep going and do anything to make the mission succeed.
It's just very, very important, Jan, that you bring all your alters back, that you keep them safe. More important than you think.
I spoke to the scientist about what I'd learned and to make a plan to get out of the storm. He came up with this idea of using Maxwell's old code to manipulate the mind records of an existing person. That person being me.
Go into the womb, I'll plug you in, load Maxwell's code, and improvise.
So I entered the womb module and had the scientist hook me up.
Is it okay to have second thoughts about it? Oh, right.
What is happening? I woke up and was all alone in the base. I'm alive. Did I just become a super yawn? Combination of all the yawns? I exited and found myself still stuck in the storm. What is happening? Where's the base? Oh, I've lost it now. I'm just tripping. I wandered down the path and could see the shape of a person in the distance.
Someone's there.
Okay, I've lost it. I'm going crazy. Each person fading into sand as I got close, and things would only get stranger.
Is that a baby?
What is happening?
What's going on here?
I was reliving Jan's life experiences.
You're no good. Hear that? No good.
What is going on? Oh no. Oh, that's his mom. And I came to the part in his life where his mom died.
No matter what I do, you're gone. Maybe you should have run faster.
When out of nowhere came alopecia Jan. Oh my gosh, is this God Jan?
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I am you, Jan. Just different.
That didn't explain anything. This Jan was very confusing and didn't make much sense.
Where am I? Still in the base or somewhere else?
You're right here. Where else would you be? The better question is, why are you here?
He talked about the decisions Jan made in his life and then started mimicking me.
My choices are real. My altars are proof of that.
But he also told me I was stuck in my past and never moving forward. I continued to the storm when I saw Lena, and then she was gone too. But Baldi was back to give me more mystical advice.
Didn't I already tell you that I'm you? Nothing more, nothing less. I'm just saying what you're thinking.
I followed the trail a little further, not thinking this could get any more bizarre. Colossal Titan Jan.
What the fuck? No.
Oh god. Leave me alone. What am I watching? Molly! Molly Jr.
Hey, you.
That's Molly. Really confused at what was going on, I kept going. I went through a ravine full of my altars. Okay! Then I heard my crew yelling in the distance. I raced for them, and I tried to free them from their capsules. But it was no use.
I'm sorry, Captain. I can't help you. I'm sorry.
They were dead before you got to them.
Not this guy again. He told me there was nothing I could have done for them, and acted as if he knew the reason why they died and I lived.
What answers? What are you talking about?
You know there was an oxygen leak during the landing. You got that information. And you also know what the quantum computer is, how it operates, what its main purpose is.
To optimize decisions.
That's right. Its role is to ensure the success of the mission no matter what. And it looks like in the face of an emergency, it had to do just that. There was only enough oxygen for one person to survive. And the QC had to calculate the probability, as it always does, who should receive that life-saving breath. No judgment, no reading tea leaves, just pure data analysis to give the answer to one simple question. Who had the biggest chances of completing the mission?
So, the quantum computer had calculated the mission's best odds of succeeding was letting me live and the others die. And Godyan ended with telling me to stop facing the darkness and look through it for the light.
Light? What light? Hey.
I touched the center of the quantum computer and was warped back to the womb with my altars. Yeah, the doctor definitely just gave me acid. I told the scientist about what had happened and what Godyan had said.
We risk everything to alter your mind, and all you come back with is a cliched epiphany about following the light?
Doesn't the Tur emit any light?
Turns out the Tur vehicle emits light, and the base's navigation could be changed to locate it. This taught me my own lesson of having a new perspective. You can accept the decisions you regret and open up wherever they lead you. I swapped the base's navigation system to follow the light, and we managed to escape the storm, meaning that the Tur vehicle had to be near. In the morning, I had a call from Maxwell and reported my situation. This will be interesting. He told me the rescue team was close and I'd have to be ready.
Ready? How?
They can't find out about your altars.
What? But didn't you say that you'd handle everything? And that nobody will care as long as I bring back Rapidium?
They might not care how you got the Rapidium, but confronted with your altars, they will have to react.
So I needed to find a way to get my altars on the rescue ship without the rescue team knowing. But the way Maxwell was talking sounded like he wanted to do experiments on my altars, and I didn't like that. So I called him out on his previous research, and he made it seem like nothing crazy ever happened.
Is it true your patients... well, that they lost their minds?
Of course. That was the whole point. They were losing their old dysfunctional identity to gain a new, sound one. Whoever told you this must have heard some scraps of information and didn't have a full understanding of what we were doing.
I needed to craft a beacon for the rescue team, but I lacked materials. Then I spoke to the worker. He felt like he was partially to blame for the crew leaving, so I needed to find some way to comfort him. I queued up increased ALX conversion, then I exited the base and started looking for an organic deposit. Oh, right there. I was quickly met by a new anomaly type. Oh my gosh! Oh, that is one aggressive anomaly. And there were a ton of them. I made it to the organic site and got the outpost set up. This giant tree was making it really hard to connect it to the base. Well, I can go up here. And at the top of it, I spotted what looked like a base in the distance. Whoa! They got their own base set up over there, it looks like. I set up a hub pylon at the top, which I was able to connect to the outpost. Oh, perfect. And to the base. What a great first day at this place. We should celebrate with the movie. I started production on an automatic outpost, and I found another planetary substance anomaly. When searching for the end of the trail, my backpack alarm started going crazy. What? Something crazy about to happen when I walk in here. I found a new type of anomaly that distorts your reality. Oh my gosh. To get rid of it, you have to find and zap all 3 of its cores. Oh, I got it. I returned to the base, and I queued up some actual cooked food from the greenhouse. No more mush. I was notified there was going to be a magnetic storm in the next 2 days, and I spoke to the miner. He was feeling a little depressed, so he wanted to do something that he used to love. Carving wood. So he requested I bring him some wood and make him a chisel for the secret project. Craft the chisel, look for the unusually colored rock growing out of a giant tree structure. I queued up the chisel, and the automatic outpost was ready. So I swapped the outpost at the organic site. Soon, I won't need workers anymore. I queued up the personal cabin for research. Then I got the minerals deposit site connected to the base. I feel like I'm going so far away. Wait, that wasn't actually that crazy. And I started crafting an automatic outpost for it. Wait, I just realized, why did it take 6 hours to make a chisel? But to make an automatic mining post, it takes 2. I was able to find the planetary substance, and I used it to research free climbing. So climbing would now cost no energy. This was massive. The next day, I finished the chisel, and then scanned a metal deposit that I found next to the minerals. Oh, there we go. Tossing an automatic outpost on it. I also found another suitcase. A bong, oh my. They put these in every game now. I wonder whose that could be.
Jeez, I packed a lot of stuff.
You sure did. I decided it was time I found the rebels and started looking for them. Oh, this gotta be their base right here. I see the light. And they weren't too hard to find. Oh, they took a lot of equipment.
There you are.
Yawn on yawn. I told the tech it was a mistake that I trusted Maxwell, and I asked him about his situation.
Do you have enough food? That's none of your business. You don't have enough food. There's not enough of anything, okay? Are you happy?
I needed to craft a supply package for him, but I lacked minerals. I also noticed something in the background. What do you guys got here? Rock. It would like rock requested by the miner. Oh, it was here. I mined some minerals, queued up and crafted the supply package, and brought it back to the tech. I got you, man. I pleaded with him to return to the base, and he made it clear that that wasn't gonna happen.
Listen, man. We're not going back. Nothing can change that decision.
So I offered to help him out and get their base set up, and I was tasked with connecting their base's pylons to ours. Connect the rebel base pylon to the mobile base. So I got it quickly set up, and now I needed to gather 120 metals, 80 minerals, and 40 rupidium to send to them. When I returned to the base, I was shocked to see we had a familiar face. Wait, the refiner's back? So as a welcome back gift, I started by giving him the bong.
No way! Is that my old pipe?
And I found out why he came back.
You still have a chance of making it. And I'd be a fool to not at least try to get on board, knowing that Ben is out there somewhere. It's too important to me to simply let go of.
He is happy and full of energy. How did he go from hating me to being happy and full of energy? Then I gave the miner the wood and chisel, and found out what he was using it for.
This is gonna sound really corny, but oh, what the hell? I wanna remake myself.
This completed the miner's storyline. Oh, that was the end of his story. The next day, the magnetic storm was hitting in 5 hours, and I was a little worried it was going to take out the technician, so I got to work on gathering materials. I checked in on him when the storm started. Is he just sitting here? And he seemed to be fine. But just to be sure, I finished gathering what I needed, and I spoke to him. I was a little worried I was going to faint from radiation during this conversation, but he was really appreciative of what I'd done and offered to tell me what Mom's last words were.
You wanna know what she said?
No, they belong to you and only you. And ultimately, I decided no.
A very generous gift. But I can't accept it. Wait a minute. What the hell happened, baby, on who always wants to have everything?
And that was the end of his storyline. Complete the storyline. I don't know what just happened to him. I guess that's it for him. And I'm glad I didn't die by doing that. The planet's activity increased that night, leaving behind another planetary substance. So I went out and collected it, using it to unlock ALX to mineral conversion. I found another suitcase, calendar from over a decade ago. Alright, I need to check out probably this side of the map. Another suitcase. This guy brought way too many things. University hoodie. I guess the only area left is down here. I queued up the beacon, and I continued exploring the small remainder of the map I hadn't yet, where I found an enriched metal deposit. I returned to the base and gave the scientist the hoodie, and the miner the calendar,
I can't believe you kept that old calendar.
which he was a little too excited for.
Thanks. It won't collect dust.
The next day, I finished checking out the final area of the map, where I found a planetary substance, and I also found the final suitcase, containing the scout badge. Offered the badge to the worker. Alright, let me find this first. I collected the planetary sample before returning to the base and giving the worker the scout badge. Look what I found.
Would you look at that? My Boy Scout badge. The Fierce Ocelots.
This made him remember who he truly was and what was important to him.
Thank you for reminding me who I really am and what really matters to me.
Completing his storyline. Nice. You're a fierce ocelot worker. Place the beacon on the cliff by the ocean. Okay, we can do that. I built the 5th Rapidium arc, queued up an automatic mining outpost, and the beacon was ready. This is the only task we have right now. So I headed to the cliffside and got it placed. I powered the beacon on. And of course it didn't work.
What the hell is that? Pretty sure this was not supposed to happen.
Nothing ever works. I returned and told the scientist about what had happened.
Give me a moment to study this thing.
I was hoping you'd say that.
And I queued up research for the beacon blockage. Alright, we'll just grab this. While those researched, I spent the day setting up an outpost on the rich metals deposit. And that night, I had a call from Lucas. I told him about being scared my alters weren't going to make it back, and told him about Maxwell's past.
Lena. She recorded a message for me and she said she dug out some dirt about his patients losing their minds, being unethically exploited.
He was still hesitant to believe what I was saying, but I asked him for help.
What if I just asked you to dispatch us somewhere else? Somewhere they wouldn't find us.
What are you talking about, Jan? Hijacking a ship full of Rapidium? Are you crazy?
It's what you do anyway, isn't it? The question is, will you do it for Maxwell, or will you think for yourself?
I need to think this over, okay? I'm not sure about what part I want to play in all this. I'll 7 out for now.
Who else is calling? Lucas, we just talked.
Hey, Jan. I just learned about something.
What? Somehow, in the 10 seconds after hanging up, Lucas found out that the oil rig Ben was on exploded.
Ben, is he?
I'm sorry, Jan. He's among the casualties.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to tell the refiner that actually at all. The next day, I built a personal cabin module and was stuck waiting for research to finish. Alright, well, I don't know what else to do. So I just worked in the greenhouse until it was done. We're gonna have good food again. And then I went to speak with the scientist. He told me this barrier was everywhere, and I needed to check out 3 specific locations to bring him more data.
They should be marked on your map. I want you to take a closer look at them and bring me more data.
I can actually get to all of them pretty easily, except for this one. I went out, and there were anomalies at these locations. Oh wait, it's right here. And the final one left behind what looked like a tree bridge. I found the scientist, and he had a new plan to get rid of this barrier.
Based on all the data we've collected so far, I think I came up with a way to disintegrate this barrier. Fragmentize the prism entanglement.
Sounds simple enough? The goal was to turn that fragmented tree into a physical one, and then destroy it. To do this, I needed to research the materializer module and craft the fragmenting device. I need 100 rupidium. I need to go set up a mine over there. So I went out and started collecting more rupidium deposits that I had ignored earlier. And I queued up the fragmenting device. Alright, let's start it. The shield module finished, so I could now add them to the base, giving them greater protection from breaking. Yeah, that's probably it for now that needs shields. The next day, I was able to finish crafting the fragmenting device. And after farming all day, the materializer finished. A powerful module that can be used to create an electromagnetic field strong enough to materialize a proximity plane. And I got it built. Talked to the scientist and the materializer module. The scientist told me we would only get one shot at this, and I needed to be prepared.
Once activated, the module will start emitting an extremely powerful electromagnetic field affecting not only the outside world, but also inside the base.
Also that it was best to start in the morning, so I had all day to complete this task. I queued up extra suit batteries and shield chargers, added more shields to the base, and cooked extra food. The next morning, I returned to that tree branch and tried starting the journey, but it wouldn't let me because there was a magnetic storm coming that day. Okay, gotta wait a whole nother day. So back to farming I went. And the following day, I came back and tried again. Once you turn on the materializer, you won't be able to return to the base, build outposts, use fast travel, or any infrastructure until you install the fragmenting device. Of course, are you sure you want to continue? Yes. They powered up the materializer. And the entire tree became real. It's connected, I can go out here now. There were hordes of anomalies swarming me as I made my way up the tree, and the base was failing rapidly. As I kept climbing, the anomalies kept getting more and more intense. Oh no. Whoa, okay, what is this? It gotta be like a final boss anomaly. What is happening? Do I shoot this? Oh my gosh, what is happening? Ah! I'm blasting. I cleared the tree of these prisms. Oh, I can see. And I got the fragmenting device placed.
Yes, I made it.
It's a disco party.
Get the hell out of there. It's going to disintegrate.
Ah!
You need to get down now.
No. Can I jump? Oh my gosh. Jump, jump.
Other way down. Holy shit!
Oh. Oh.
Talk about a close shave. Okay. Let's see how things are going back at the crib.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Welcome back.
Cheers.
Quite well, don't you think?
That wasn't too bad. We successfully got rid of the barrier, and I held a meeting with the crew to discuss our options.
Okay, team. We made it. The rescue ship is gonna be able to land. Hell yeah. But it's not over yet. There's 2 things we need to discuss. One, after talking to Maxwell, we've decided that it's better for your safety if the crew doesn't know you exist.
So, you need to be smuggled on board that ship. Okay, here comes problem number 2. I learned some disturbing things about Maxwell's experiments, and I'm not sure we can trust him to stick to his word and keep you safe from harm. Which means we might want to think of a way to take control of that ship ourselves. Guide it out of their reach, somewhere they can't find you. If we want to survive, we have to be prepared for everything. Even fighting. If we're really considering going to war with them, I'd say there's a much safer way to handle it. Such as, we could blow up the base with the rescue team inside. Explosives shouldn't be hard to prepare.
That's crazy. We gotta blow it up? The first option was to trap the rescue team in the base and then blow it up. Brutal, but efficient. The second option was to use sleeping gas on them, a little bit more complex.
But just before takeoff, you could simply use some kind of incapacitating agent on them, like a sleeping gas.
We still need to decide how to smuggle you on board. We could pretend to be specimens from this planet. We just need to find some damn big boxes.
That actually might work.
just got-
And decided on building a Trojan horse Rapidium arc, one that could hide the altars in the bottom.
A Rapidium arc with a false bottom. That's what we should build.
Oh, I can't wait to give that rescue team a warm welcome.
Yes. No time to waste.
No time to waste at all. Now that we had a plan, I went out and activated the beacon. And this time, it worked. Now I had to start preparing for when they arrived. I queued up the sleeping gas and the Ark sarcophagus. I don't really want to blow them up, to be honest. Should I ask Lucas for help? I returned to the base and spoke with Lucas.
Have you thought about helping me out?
I have.
He finally came clean about Maxwell.
I lied to you about not remembering that patient. 313. One day they just carried him out in a plastic bag. And I was told to erase any traces of his existence from the database. Simple as that. Then I got a call from a woman who was asking about her son and demanding medical data. She was very agitated, but I just hung up. Then there were other calls about other patients. Again, I ignored them. I wanted to believe in Maxwell's vision so bad. I guess I just preferred to be blind to everything that was going on. Right under my nose.
And said that he was down to help me.
You're gonna have to give me a way in.
What do you need?
A rat.
A what?
A remote access transmitter. All you'll need to do is activate it once you're on board and align it with the ship's frequency.
So I queued up the rat and decided maybe I do want the explosives. I feel like just in case I do want to blow up the ship, but let's get the explosive charges going too. Then the scientist wanted to speak with me and told me about something interesting he'd found.
I observed some curious telemetry readings from a nearby area. I must say, they're intriguing.
He really wanted to go check it out, but needed me to bring him polymers first. This guy last minute has to do something, give 10 polymers to the scientist. So I got them queued up. Then I built the Ark sarcophagus, giving me the achievement for building every module. Build all possible modules complete. And later that day, I delivered the polymers to the scientist. I decided to let him leave the base and go complete this investigation. Wait for the scientist to complete his investigation. He's gonna go do that. So this suit mask upgrade won't get complete, but that's okay because we're just gonna build C4 in case that doesn't happen. I got all the explosives placed around the base, and the rat was finished being made, so I could call the rescue team at any point now. Okay, so we can move on, but we should probably wait for the scientist to get back from his investigation. With nothing else to do, I watched movies and waited for the scientist to return. Scientist still not back? Guard has fainted in the medium storage? What's going on?
Damn. Oh, this sleeping gas is no joke.
Dude, he's hitting the sleeping gas. When he didn't return that night, I was a little worried. I checked the technician's base the next day just in case. You in there, scientist? But was finally notified that he had returned. Wait, the scientist returned to the base. I knew he'd be fine. And when I returned to the base, I found him slapping the guard. Whoa, what's happening here? No! Apparently, the guard had broken into the quantum computer, and he was just stopping him.
I've changed the access codes to the QC. Still, you need to make sure that idiot doesn't come up with any other genius ideas.
Then I asked him about how he survived the night outside, and he said he'd found something incredible that I needed to check out.
Just go and check it out. I'll call you once you get there.
I went to check on the guard after. He's crying over here in the corner, and called him out for what he was doing.
Of course. You were retrieving data. I was securing my future.
I told him he was better than that, and he agreed to change. After reporting this to the scientist, I had finished the guard's story. Complete the guard's storyline. Oh, that was the end of his storyline. He's a changed person. Then I left to check out what the scientist had found. What am I about to find? It was a little oasis made from rupidium. Whoa, it's beautiful. And the crazy part is that there was no radiation there.
The sun, doesn't it burn everything on the surface? That, my friend, is the most interesting part.
Can I go down there? How did he get down there? The scientist gave me his theory on why this was possible, and that he really wanted to stay and research it more. He wanted to research it enough that he asked to stay behind so he could continue.
I've thought of that, and don't worry, the mission still comes first. I could get everything ready for you, then you could let me go. I just need a little time to prepare for the sunrise. I could hide in that shelter the rebels started working on.
I guess we have everything already prepared, so sure, get out of here. Goodbye, Jan Scientist. You were the most useful Jan. Oh, I'll complete the scientist storyline too. Goodbye, Scientist. And it was time to finally call the rescue team. I had to say goodbye to each of the alters. I'll start with you, Miner. You were the oldest.
You gave me back my self-confidence.
Stop, you're making me cry.
Remember to take good care of yourself. You owe it to all of us. Of course this ain't a goodbye. You know how I know it? 'Cause fierce ocelots always stick together.
Thanks, man. For not making me feel like the odd one out around here.
Thanks for making me look like a fool. And I put them into cryo sleep. Then I spoke to Maxwell one last time and told him I was ready to go.
One false move, and you can destroy everything you've struggled for. Or you can come back safely and live your life as you want, a free man. All you need to do is simply smuggle your alters on board the ship as you were told to, and nothing else. Don't overthink it. Do the right thing.
Yeah, right. When I exited the base, the rescue team was there.
This is the Allied Corp Rescue Squadron at your service, sir. Get that gritty ass of yours on the ship while we run a final checkup on that CP unit.
They went to load up all the rupidium and noticed there was something wrong with one of the containers.
I don't know. Organic traces.
Dosky, did you have a cat that climbed into a rupidium arc or anything?
Nope, but I do recall seeing cockroaches. I managed to talk my way through it, and the rescue team went inside the base while I boarded the rescue ship. When I was given the choice to plant the sleeping gas, blow up the base, or do nothing at all, I was starting to feel the pressure. Oh my god, I have to decide now what to do. I wasn't going to betray my alters. I'm so sorry, team. It is for the achievement. They seemed kind enough. So I blew them up.
Sorry. End of the road for you.
Oh, we're back. Where are we? I found myself in an apartment. Rupidium had made its way into many people's hands and not just Ally Corps. Then I had a call.
Hello?
Hey, Jan, it's Sarah. Ready for court? The driver's on his way.
It was my lawyer briefing me on what to do in court.
As expected, Maxwell is trying to pin it all on you. Hijacking the ship, conducting those branching experiments without informing him. We have to convince the court that it was exactly the other way around, that he made you do all those things.
She explained my case was strong except for one small part.
Really? It's that good?
It would be if it weren't for that situation with the rescue team.
Maybe that wasn't a great decision. And then I left for the cab, and I had some cryptic messages on my desktop. What is that supposed to mean? And postcards from my alters. I was glad to know that they were safe, and that's how it ended. But I hadn't learned every alter's lesson yet, and there was so many what ifs. What if I had followed a different path? waking up different alters, not blown up the base, or decided to use the implants instead. Well, the only way to find all this out was to go back to the start, and for the most part, nothing early on changed. Till then, I woke up Molly again. Molly, you're back. And then the technician to get the base moving. Wakey wakey. I quickly had outposts set up and was waking up the scientists for early research. Hello. But then this is where we had the first change. The next alter I woke up was the botanist. He had a 100% efficiency in the greenhouse. His life was very similar to Jan's, but he decided to move with Lena instead of staying, and their life together was great. However, she really wanted to go on this mission, but couldn't, so he took her place instead. He comes with gardening gloves. And the only thing he was worried about was Lena.
If all this is... what about my wife? Where is she? I need to know.
This Jan was a big softie.
Is there any way I can go back to my life? Imagine there was a way, and you could go back. What would be the first thing you'd do? That's a no-brainer. I'd check up on Lena. I'm worried to death about her.
So later, when Lucas came calling, asking if there was any alter that could speak with Lena,
Maybe there's an alter of yours out there who would know how to talk to her.
I know exactly who does that. He hangs out in small storage units. I found the botanist and asked him to take my place during the call.
Let me know when she calls again. I'll be ready.
Summon the botanist to talk to Lena. Let's do it. And then during this call, they wouldn't even let me inside. They shut the door? I couldn't even hear? Why don't I at least listen? He's gonna just walk off. Oh my, get over here. Really? Oh, after they quit chat, he's gotta do push-ups now. What did she say?
So, how did it go?
He said the call went well, but she was upset with me.
Can't you see that it's not the moment you signed the contract she's upset about? It's about what led to that moment, and I can't tell you what it was because we branched apart long before that.
I came up with ideas on why this might be the case, and it ended up being a little therapy session.
All I'm saying is you can try to trust her a little more.
And taught me the lesson of reliance. Oh, there we go. That one knocked out quickly. 1, 2, 3 more. I spoke with Lena again and used this reliance.
I think I am going to need you.
Oh, okay.
She taught me that I could grow polymers in the greenhouse.
How about a place you can grow plants in? Do you have anything like that?
Yeah, I have a greenhouse.
I can grow polymers in the greenhouse module. Kinda lied about that. I don't have a greenhouse. Which was much faster than refining them. Oh, and they're so much easier to make here. And so we had the bridge built in no time. Look at that beautiful bridge. And we're traveling again. I got 2 Quivet chips repaired, upgrading the base to level 3. And this time, I decided to create the Doctor. Kills alters 8 times faster at the infirmary, cooks food faster. Jan, Doctor. Wow, his life changes so quickly. Dr. Jan was very different than Jan, leaving home as a child and ended up living with a man named Edgar. Edgar mentored Jan and he tried following in his footsteps to become a doctor. But one day, his dad came to him and told him about how his mom was dying. He decided to break his oath to Edgar about treating all patients equally and made some calls so his mother would get the help she needed. This lifetime he saved her. But breaking his oath took a major toll on him, and he joined Project Dolly. I don't know how, but the doctor seemed to develop a very different accent.
You know who you are?
Sound question. A lifetime isn't enough to find the answer.
Why does he sound like that? And he was worried about his missing tattoo.
And my tattoo, it's gone.
Oh no, we didn't know about the tattoo. Alright, the doctor's a bit of a weirdo. After him, I decided to create the Shrink, the final alter I hadn't woken up yet. Jan Shrink, who was a split off from the doctor's life. Instead of making those calls, he doesn't break his oath, and his mom unfortunately dies. Devastated, he goes to find himself, and is eventually able to free himself from his guilty conscience. He goes back to school, and becomes a therapist. Then he decides to go to space, to boost his mental health initiative. That's commitment right there. I woke him up, and he was definitely a therapist.
My neurotransmitters are a mess.
My mind's alert intellectually, but there's this numbness.
It wasn't too long after this that we found Molly dead again. And while the scientist did his autopsy, I found new luggage items. Night sky projector and watch.
Awesome. Another movie.
The yerba kit. I gave the botanist the night sky projector, the shrink the yerba mate kit.
My gourd and bombilla.
What? And the doctor the watch, getting me the achievement for giving every altar a personal item. Later, the doctor asked if he could use a little extra food to cook a feast for the crew.
A feast to celebrate our mortality, Jan. Let go of our fear. What do you say?
So I said yes. He needed 3 carrots. Then I finished upgrading the QC to the max level, creating the refiner. And in the morning, the kitchen module had been broken. What did this guy do to try and make food? How'd your cooking experiments go? It's just on fire in the back.
Nothing got broken.
You don't say. Before fixing the kitchen, I spoke with the shrink. He wanted me to get ingredients for his special tea.
If we did that, you think your burnout will be cured. The cure for burnout consists of 2 ingredients, Jan. Special tea and a special chemical mixture.
So I grew the special plants and crafted the special mixture. Then I fixed the kitchen and had the doctor continue making his feast and also this special tea. He'll make the tea and the feast. Perfect. That night they were both ready, so I had a feast with all the altars. Then I gave the shrink his special tea and he talked me into having some.
Care to join me?
Alright, we gotta try some of this.
Wonderfully disgusting, Jan.
Ah, amazing. Amazing. I'm not sure what those special plants were, but I don't think they were chamomile. He's changing colors. What is going on? Learn the shrink's lesson. Chill. It's not easy to notice how everyday tensions take a toll on you. We have 2 lessons left. I already had automatic outposts at this time, so resources weren't ever an issue. And when Lena reached out with her implant idea, I came out clean right away about my altars, and I started production on the implants. But I also still did the QC hacking and created Tabula Rasa. Then, I found the botanist missing Lena like usual.
She was the one who was supposed to go on this mission. She was the head of the hydroponic farms project. I was just helping her out in the lab.
But it turns out the reason he came on this trip instead of her was because she was pregnant.
I only learned about it the night before takeoff. She didn't want to raise my hopes because it was still such an early stage.
He told me about this special axe, and I wanted to recreate it for him to hopefully cheer him up. But I couldn't remember what the axe looked like. So I called up Lena and asked if she had an old photo of me holding it.
Remember that shepherd's axe you bought me?
It's kind of hard to forget.
Thankfully, she was able to find it. Shepherd's axe. What is that? Look at that stash. And I got the axe recreated. That night, I had the meeting with the altars and went with the neural implants. That looks very painful. Turns out the technician had a conflict of values with me again, so it seems neither choice was a good one for him. The technician hates me no matter what I do. Then I gave the botanist the axe.
I recreated it for you. Wow.
I don't trust him with that thing. Completing his storyline, but this wouldn't be the last time I hear from him. I got the towers set up, and once again, the technician betrayed me, taking the shrink with him. Oh my gosh, he still came up here to whack me. All by myself, create all possible altars. When I awoke, Tabula Rasa was in the base and was now part of the crew. Wait, does he speak?
Do you know who you are? Your name?
Alright, this is Caveman Jan.
You know me? Jan? You? Jan. Jan.
Oh my god, he's learning.
Great.
Tabula Rasa would quickly become my favorite crew member. And this time, I had a message from somebody new, named Agatha.
This is a message for Jan Dolsky, corporate ID 4672B.
She was the COO at Ally Corp, and told me that she was in charge of this mission now. Who knows what happened to Maxwell. I also had a message from Lucas, and he was pretty pissed.
They know everything. The board. But I thought we were... I thought we had each other's backs.
And I found out that Lena was the one that spilled the beans about my altars.
Look, I know I promised to keep her altars a secret, but I talked to Vin. Dr. Paulson, the colleague I told you, was helping me out with those implants for you. And he convinced me that it would be a big mistake not to tell anybody.
I went through the whole new perspective acid trip again, and we made it out of the storm safely. I spoke with Agatha that morning, filling her in on the situation. She didn't want anyone else finding out that my alters existed.
It's enough that your ex-wife knows. And now, also Dr. Paulson, it seems.
And wanted me to smuggle them on board as well.
It's better for everyone if no more people find out. So, you'll have to smuggle your alters onto the ship somehow.
It was starting to feel like she and Maxwell had a lot in common. I already have so much materials, I can just make the beacon right off the rip. I found the doctor upset in the QC, and he wanted to get his old tattoo back.
It was part of my identity, and I feel incomplete without it. What was it? Sisyphus. The Greek hero who rolled a stone up a hill over and over again.
But he needed help with creating a design. So I created the tattoo machine and asked some of the alters for a possible tattoo design.
So, the doc wants me to recreate his new tattoo, but I'm not sure how to go about it. You think you could help? I'm not a professional artist, but I wasn't bad at art in school, so I suppose I could give you a simple design.
I got the beacon placed. I wonder if it's gonna work.
What the hell is that?
Nope. Then I went to the rebels base and immediately got things set up for them. This time though, the tech said that he might be able to be convinced to return.
If I had some kind of guarantee that you could protect us from the corporation, I'd be more than happy to come back instead of struggling with this damn rock.
So I just gotta convince him this time. Tabula Rasa's up to something in the airlock. What could Tabula Rasa be up to? And that night, I found Tabula Rasa staring out the window of the airlock.
Did you want to tell me something? Jan. Okay. What is it? Jan.
Jan. Talking with him made Jan realize something.
Have you noticed how beautiful the sky is around here? I think I might even miss it. Jan?
He doesn't understand a word I'm saying. And I learned the joy of life. I was now only missing the doctor's lesson. Jan. Jan. I filled Lena in on what Agatha told me, and then I said something that freaked her out.
Agatha said they don't intend to involve you in my trial. You and Dr. Paulson. So, he's not gonna get into any trouble for helping you out with those implants. Just so you know.
That's actually, you know what? I think I need to go. I just, yeah, I'd better...
Lena? What's the matter?
And she hung up on me. What, I got a call? At 1 in the morning? But super late that night, Lena called me back.
Lena?
Listen, we don't have much time. I had to find a different way to get through to you. The previous connection wasn't safe.
What?
Not safe? What do you mean?
You said Agatha told you Vin Paulson wouldn't be held accountable for helping me with you. But I never told her he was helping me. The only way Agatha could find out was if she was listening in.
She was worried Agatha was setting my alters up.
The rescue team they're sending to get you out of there, they're an armed unit, special ops. It might not be about what the rescue team knows, Jan, but about what your alters think. If they believe they're safe, hidden, in cryosleep, they'll simply be...
an easy kill.
I kinda think I liked Maxwell better, but she had the idea to disable the implant's tracking and destroy their data.
I guess I could cause a little breakdown in our medical system. They're not unusual, you know? Hardware crashes leading to loss of data.
Lena, you are the best.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, wow, that doesn't sound good. I got news for you, buddy. When I told the technician about this plan, he agreed to return and help out.
Fine. We'll do it. We'll help you.
He's back. Oh, look at this whole squad we got here. We need so much food. Dude, he's so happy. I've never seen him smile before. And he's gonna work a 12-hour shift? Now that the crew was back, I went to the shrink for a tattoo design, and he suggested something completely different.
Have you ever heard of the Madman of Naranam? Who?
Madman of Naranam?
A character from the folklore of the Kerala culture. Very similar to Sisyphus, only, happy. Could you draw the Madman of Naranam for me? I'd like to suggest a tattoo of him to the doctor.
I ended up taking this design to the doctor. "Yo, doctor, I got a tattoo for you." And he liked it.
Enjoy the climb. Screw reaching the summit. Be a madman, huh? Yeah. A happy madman. Thank you, man. Let's get it done.
Teaching me his lesson of integrity. Oh, the final piece. Integrity. And finishing off all the lessons. Then I gave him his tattoo.
Is it very painful?
Is it painful? Look at his face. And finished off his storyline. Complete the doctor's storyline, get an alternative tattoo. Then I crafted the final preparations needed to destroy the barrier. How big this thing was. And this time I had level 2 shields on my base, so really nothing could go wrong. I climbed up that tree and destroyed it once again. Disco party! Yay! Let's watch a movie, guys. After launching the beacon, I planned on doing the sleeping gas this time, so I started crafting that. But you never know, things could always change. Then I found the shrink in my room that night. Wait, what?
Did he want something from me?
And he did a therapy session with me.
I feel sad.
Completing the final storyline. Complete the shrink's storyline. We're done with all the storylines. I made the suit mask upgrade. Do I just need one of these? And then the botanist wanted to talk, and things got interesting.
What if I was the one to come back as Jan Dolsky? If I came back as the real Jan, I'd do anything to win Lena back. Has it ever occurred to you that she might not want you? No, Jan. She doesn't want you. All I need is to get a chance for her to meet me.
He wanted me to switch places with him so that he could be with Lena and that I could stay with my alters. Alright, this sounds like a horrible idea. I signaled for the rescue team to pick us up, and I said goodbye to each alter. Look how many pods are in this one.
Jan. Jan. What can I say? It was an honor. All in your hands now, Jan. Good luck with everything.
Leaving the botanist for last.
It's just the two of us left. Did you think about it? My proposition?
Ultimately, I decided to let him take my place.
Yes. Go instead of me. Seek your happiness, and
You can't believe it.
I'll seek mine.
I'm playing as the botanist now. Look at this. New outfit. I exited the base and met up with the rescue team. But instead of planting the sleeping gas, I betrayed them as the botanist and did nothing.
On second thoughts, let's just see how this plays out.
This gave me the final 3 achievements I needed, so I had to do this. In the end, Alicorp had all the Rapidium and wouldn't share it with any other companies. I picked up a call from Lena.
Hello?
Hey, it's me.
I had already let her in on the fact that I was the botanist.
I have to say I appreciate your honesty. The way you just reached out to me. It was very brave of you to tell me the truth, instead of pretending to be him.
But I lied to her about what was really happening.
Didn't they get onto that rescue ship?
There's only room for one person.
No. They stayed behind because there was only room for one person on the spacecraft.
Really? But Jan said something about hiding you. His alters, smuggling you on board. Didn't that happen?
Yeah, right. That was the plan initially, but the hard truth is it never happened. The rescue team just didn't allow it.
They found out?
Yeah, they did.
But they let you on board.
Thinking I was, him.
Then I left to meet up with her at a press conference. There were more encrypted messages on my computer, but no postcards this time. And that was 100% of the alters. There were a few other endings, but ultimately not much changed. If you made it this far, please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you can see more videos like this one in the future. Bye!
How did I end up here?